This is my path, my journey. I'm willing to explain it all to you guys. No holding back anything. I just hope you're ready for the experience, and I just hope you can handle it.
Disclaimer. This video was intended for an adult audience only. Viewer discretion is advised. Anything you see in this video, do not attempt to recreate. This video was created for documentation purposes only. Our purpose is education. We are not justifying or glamorizing using substances. What we are doing is educating people on the substances that we have used and what it has done for us. Do not recreate or do not redo the substances we have done just because we talk about it.
I want to make this video about this is the new psychedelic 60s, the new psychedelic revolution. Now, I mentioned this briefly that after Dennis McKenna hopped on the Joe Rogan Experience in 2012, it seems like after that, psychedelics started to expand more outward. Things started changing. And, I mean, Dennis McKenna is so humble, and, like, I love Dennis McKenna. Like, he's so humble for what he did, but I think that it needs to be known that Dennis McKenna and Terrence McKenna are one of the main reasons why psychedelics are blowing up like they are right now. That's just as simple as that. You know, after 2012, it just seems like things changed. It seems like there was this new revolution beginning, because after that, you know, psychedelic YouTubers started getting more known. You know, around that time, you know, before then, I don't think there was a such thing as a psychedelic YouTuber. You know, and then after that, it's like people started talking about their experiences. They started feeling comfortable about it. I really think what it is, you know, Terrence McKenna started flooding the internet, right? And what I really think it is, it's like hearing Terrence McKenna speak about his experiences so proudly. He spoke about them so proud. He spoke about them so loud, and he just did his thing, you know, and he wasn't scared to talk about the deepness of it either, or the realness of it. And, you know, I really think that helped more people feel comfortable with explaining their experiences, because I can only speak for myself, but that's what helped me feel comfortable, right? Well, I mean, in reality, that's what made me want to dive deep, was because I don't know, I heard his story and then I was thinking, fuck, man, there's something to that. So, you know, then my psychedelic journey began after that. But I do think that there is another psychedelic 60s going on right now beneath our noses, and we don't realize it because this is a new era. We're in a new technological world. So it's not like the 60s where everyone was at Woodstock and there was hundreds of thousands of people outside standing fucking, you know, all doing their thing, you know, waking up people, spreading love and awareness and consciousness. You know, it's not necessarily like that, but it is like that. Because there are still... Now the difference is this. My opinion is we're making a bigger impact than they did in the 60s. We just don't see it because we're on our couches. We don't see it because we're on our phones. We don't see it because we're behind a screen usually. But being behind a screen is just as powerful as being in person, you know. And we don't realize that with the internet, this psychedelic revolution that happened from 2012 until now, basically, and still happening now, but basically, people don't realize that we've reached millions. There are millions of people that use psychedelics now that would never have used psychedelics if they didn't have psychedelic YouTubers, psychedelic philosophers, Terrence McKenna, Dennis McKenna, Joe Rogan, like Aubrey Marcus, you know. These are people that started popularizing the psychedelic experience, which a lot of people say that it's a bad thing, because even after 2012, right, when the psychedelics started getting more popular, popularizing, you know, the whole psychedelic experience and whatever, it's like, then you started getting, you know, then hashtags came out, right? Then everyone's hashtag woke, right? Now, I can see the bad in that trend. I can see, you know, it's pretty bad that becoming woke has become a trend. It's trendy to be woke. But at the same time, that's a great thing that it's trendy to be woke. Like, fuck, jeez, wouldn't you rather people people be trendy to be woke than trendy to be fucking ignorant? I don't know. It's like, I can see that things are changing. They just might not change the way you want them to, and that's fine. They might not change the way I want them to, and that's fine. It's not about what my ego wants or what I want. It's like, this is a psychedelic revolution. This is a big impact, right, that's happening because, like I said, we don't see it because we're on our phones, we're on our couches, but we don't see that we've reached millions of people. And the psychedelic revolution, I think, only reached a couple 100,000 people, maybe more over time. But I'm talking about, there are millions of us right now, millions. And we don't realize it because we're all separated. We're all doing our thing. We're all living our own lives. We're all on our own psychedelic journey, diving deep within our own minds, that we don't really see that there are millions of us. We're not that alone anymore. There are many of us that speak to the elves. There are many of us that, sing objects into creation, the light dimension. There are many of us. We are not alone anymore. And, I really think that... Hold on, I want to try to set this up. Nope, not going to work. I don't know. I just really think that this is another psychedelic revolution. The new 60s is now. And it's beautiful.